From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
She's safe and sound, but it took an Amber Alert and some new technology to make sure a Schuylkill County girl was safe. The 10-year-old from Gordon home safely. Our top story on News 13 for this Friday. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. State police say a 10-year-old girl who was abducted from Schuylkill County is back and safely home. Police found her in upstate New York after some good old-fashioned detective work. But as Matthew Petrillo tells us, police can't take all the credit.
Police issued an Amber Alert Thursday after they say a 10-year-old girl was abducted from her home in Gordon. Alexandria Long was inside her home along Oak Street when she was taken by her mother's ex-boyfriend, Peter Tarbox. Long isn't old enough to have a Facebook account, but police say she and Tarbox have been talking through the website for weeks. So when Long's mother shut down her Facebook, Tarbox came and took the child away, driving nearly 5 hours north to Gouverneur, New York.
She prohibited any contact with him at that time and later found out about the phone call. Apparently this isn't the first time that she recognized the number.
Police were able to issue an Amber Alert, but only after they say the two crossed out of state. Now, police say it was good old detective work that solved this case, but it wasn't done by one of their own. It was done by your average Joe who had a cell phone app.
It was a simple message that he received from an app on his personal cell phone. So the apps are out there. I would encourage everyone to download the app to their smartphone.
The app is free and can be downloaded to most smartphones. It can search for children who might be close to you by using your phone's GPS. And like in the case of Long, it allows you to report a sighting.
That was, I think, in my opinion, instrumental in locating and apprehending these people.
Police also say parents should be checking their kids' online activity.
Under the age of 16, without a doubt, it should be monitored.
Police reunited Alexandria with her mom around 10 o'clock this morning. Meanwhile, police in New York arrested Tarbox and his mother, Annette Williams. They say because the victim was taken across state lines, charges may be handed down from the U.S. Attorney's Office. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Ashland.
State and local Hazleton police dropped by a local used car dealership this afternoon to make sure everything was on the up and up. In a joint investigation, state police and HPD stopped by horseless carriage auto sales on North Wyoming and Buttonwood Streets in Hazleton this afternoon. Police walked by the cars and inspected the inspection stickers. Workers told News 13 the shop was actually cited for some inspection sticker issues. No word from police on why exactly they were at the car lot this afternoon. Schuylkill County Senator wants to save taxpayers money and still give teachers good health care options. And to achieve it, Senator Dave Argel is asking for your help. He wants his constituents to fill out an online survey so he can see if there are other viable options for the plan. He's calling for a cost-benefit study which would consolidate health care plans in the 500 school districts, a move he says could save the state millions of dollars in taxes that go toward education if all schools would consolidate their health care coverage into a single plan.
Buy health insurance for 100 employees, you're going to pay a much higher rate than if you buy health insurance for 10,000 or 100,000 employees. And so we're looking to save taxpayer dollars through the simple, economy of scale.
Argel says the plan could also result in a reduction of school property taxes, but that concept only in its infant stage. A dilapidated building that caught fire back in April has caused a lot of headaches for neighbors. After the blaze, it was torn down, but the debris pile was just left sitting there. Christina Papa was there this morning as one family whose property was damaged in that fire had to say goodbye to their home of 50 years.
Kay and her husband, Jack Steiner, called McKinley Street their home for over 50 years.
We're having a home. It's our home. It's not a house being torn down. It's our home.
They're tearing down that home today after it was damaged beyond repair when the empty house next door caught fire in late April.
The day of the fire, April the 21st, my home was uninhabitable. I couldn't live in it.
Jack Steiner built this house thinking it would be the home he would retire in.
It's a sad day to see something being put in a dumpster that you spent 53 years trying to improve.
Since the fire, the home next door has been torn down but lays in a pile of rubble.
Well, maybe I should just knock it down and walk away like the people next door.
Several neighbors, including Jack, have complained about the boarded-up apartment building for years. Jack says there were squatters in the home weeks before the fire.
Neighbors say this tragic situation could have been completely prevented if their cries for help were heard by the city. They don't seem to be disagreeing with the sign behind me that seems to be poking fun at our mayor in Hazleton. It says lumber for sale, call Mayor Yanuzzi. It sits right in front of the house that's been completely demolished for at least 4 months.
The owners of the property next door live out of state, but Mayor Yanuzzi says the city is working to get them back in the area to clean up the mess.
We're now trying to arrest her, get her before the magistrate and see what we can do and how we can get her to pay that $7,000.
The Steiners have already moved to an area closer to their children. They say once they leave today, they'll never look back.
We lost a lot of memories, but we can always make new ones.
The double house on the other side of the condemned building was also damaged in the blaze. Those families are remodeling and plan to move back in within the year. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
And still ahead on News 13, a really nice Saturday in store for us, and we'll have the complete weekend forecast coming up on News 13 weather. And it'll be picture-perfect weather for a celebration of food, fun, and all things Ukrainian. We'll preview the big festival when News 13 continues. Well, get ready to eat this weekend. St. Mary's Ukrainian Church in McAdoo is holding its homecoming picnic. And as Matthew Petrillo tells us, there will be plenty of homemade food for everybody all weekend long.
The picnic starts Friday night and lasts until Sunday, but it's taken organizers months to prepare.
It takes us every bit of 4 to 5 months to get everything organized.
But they've had some practice. This is the 6th annual homecoming picnic, and every year, he says, he comes for the great eats.
We have homemade pierogi, homemade halupki, homemade sausage and peppers. Everything that we serve is homemade. Nothing is a store-bought, basically, product. Okay, nothing is mass-produced.
But this picnic has more than just food.
We have 3 bands coming in, 2 rock bands, and we have a polka band on Sunday.
There's going to be live performances every day.
We have St. Mary's Junior Choir going to sing on Sunday afternoon for some entertainment, and it's all of the younger girls of our parish.
Now, St. Mary's Church is the oldest church here in McAdoo Borough. It was first constructed 124 years ago, and proceeds from the festival will go towards the church to make sure it's here even longer.
And we are the first church dedicated to the Blessed Mother of God. Okay, we'd like to keep everything nice.
St. Mary's is located at 210 West Blaine Street in McAdoo. The party begins 6 o'clock tonight. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, McAdoo.
And time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. Checking the radar, clear skies and sunshine, shaping up really nice for this weekend for the festival at McAdoo. And a little bit of the warm-up once we get into next week. Our creative condition is all about a hot day in the countryside. It's by Victor Gill, a student at Hazleton Elementary Middle School. And he says it's 80 degrees and hot outside. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazleton for tonight. Partly cloudy with a low down of 53 degrees. Then for Saturday, mostly sunny with a really nice high near 76. Cloudy at night, though, with the low around 57. And heading to Schuylkill County for tonight, mostly clear, the low down to 50 degrees. And then for Saturday, sunny with a beautiful high near 80 degrees. Cloudy at night with a low around 56. Well, they're celebrating 90 years of service by giving back to the community. Christina Papa was at a special event just for kids this morning where parents and their little ones got ready for back to school for free.
Kids like Kaylee enjoyed a fun day thanks to a local store's giant act of kindness.
There's free food, balloons, balloon animals, a whole bunch of stuff.
In celebration of its 90th anniversary, Giant Food Store's team in Hazleton hosted a back-to-school event for kids and their families at the Hazleton One Center today.
And we chose the community center here in Hazleton because of the children.
For the Giant team workers, random kindness means donating their time and money just because.
All this has been donated by our associates at Giant Foods, all the back to school supplies. Some of our vendors are here also with donations. And again, we just want to embrace the community where we work.
Folks were waiting in line for free back-to-school supplies even before the event opened at 11. Parents say this event makes back-to-school shopping easier and cheaper.
She's actually in Head Start, and she could take some of this stuff to Head Start to work on. And she got some food and crayons and stuff over there, and she likes it. She has her balloon on her hand, and I think this will be good for all the kids this year.
Hazleton One Center's Mr. Curry was thrilled to see all the families at the event.
We have all kinds of stuff for the kids. Obviously, we got balloons and face painting. We got clowns. There's games.
With over 200 people celebrating today, Curry feels events like this are what having a community center is all about.
We knew there was a need, but we just didn't realize how broad and deep that need is.
Giant Food plans to have their final 90th year celebration later on this year. They say they're always happy helping the community and look forward to working with other community service groups in the future. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play the daily. 527, Big 4, 3373. Quinto, 55049. And the treasure hunt, 5, 13, 18, 25, 28. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Valley Regional Warriors Softball will be holding tryouts for the U14 Competitive Girls Fast Pitch Travel Softball Program on Tuesday, August 20th and Tuesday, September 9th at 6 p.m. at the Freedom Park Softball Complex in Drums. Please contact 570-527-3074 for more information. Also tonight, a free concert will be held in Shenandoah at the American Legion Memorial Garden Saturday, August 17th, beginning at 3. Lynn Graff will be performing, along with several other young artists. And finally, Surviving Together, a free support group of the American Cancer Society, will meet Thursday, September 5th at 6 p.m. at Perkins Family Restaurant in Hazleton. Guest speaker topic will be nutrition and cancer patients. For more information, please call 570-427-8222. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Betty S. Malkin, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral will be held Sunday at 2 p.m. from the Rosenstock Funeral Home. Friends may call Sunday from noon to 2 p.m. And William R. Nowitzki of Hazleton. Funeral is Saturday at 9 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111. And by Doves of White, serving Schuylkill and surrounding counties. Call 570-205-1597.
SSPTV Sports on News 13.
The Crestwood football squad started off scorching last season. They lost their opener against Berwick only to rattle off 6 straight wins. The Comets can only hope they start off as strong as last season. The only thing they would probably like to do differently is finish off teams heading down the stretch.
The Comets are coming off a season in which they went 5-0 on the road, and if it wasn't for losing 3 out of their last 4 games last season, their outcome may have turned out differently. The Comets are led by junior quarterback Jay Popson and junior standout running back and linebacker star Frankie Eiteldinger. But we'll need these two at the top of their game in order to live up to the expectations they've set for themselves.
Taking a quick look at the Crestwood schedule, and their first 5 games will open up at Berwick in what should be a packed house at the Berwick High School. Last year, the Comets lost 48-21, which opened the season for Crestwood and the Bulldogs. Their home opener up in Mountaintop will unfold on the 13th of September as Coach Myers looks to prepare his Comets for a successful season.
Some more football going back to the gridiron with LaShawn McCoy. Although it was the preseason, he didn't get the memo. McCoy going off on this crazy run against the Panthers defense, getting some stiff arms, some moves. Oh yeah, and racking up some yards, 21 in all. And then McCoy would finish what he started as he rushes in for the 2-yard rushing touchdown. McCoy would finish with 47 yards on 8 attempts.
Michael Vick, he also looked good. Vick, 9 of 10 passes completed, did throw an interception, but you got to think Vic will take the 90% pass completion rate. Matt Barkley finished with 8 of 14 passes completed with 72 yards in the game. Moving along to some other preseason football notes, Joe Flacco and the Ravens hung on to beat the Atlanta Falcons 27-23, and the Bears defeated the Chargers 33-28. Russ Kanzler was in action tonight as the Indians took on the Clippers. Kanzler another base hit, however, he only hit 1 in 4 at-bats. Kanzler's batting average is still at a respectable .257 this season as the Indians go down to the Clippers 4-2. The Rail Riders also playing last night. They shut out the Charlotte Knights 4-0. Melky Mesa going deep for his 13th long ball of this season. And Syracuse managed to pull out of the Lehigh Valley area with a 2-1 win over the Iron Pigs. The minor league baseball watch is on tonight. The Rail Riders still set sights on taking 3 out of 4 against the Knights in Scranton. Syracuse looks to pull off back-to-back wins against the Iron Pigs, and the Indians and Russ Kanzler are out for revenge against the Clippers. Well, a well-known man and a well-known man in the racing game may not be racing again this season. Tony Stewart, who had a decent finish in Long Pond this season, is still recuperating from a crash that broke bones in his leg. Stewart has been out of action since August 5th, and reports are he may not race again this season. Now, NASCAR doesn't return to the Poconos this season, so it won't affect fans seeing him. Austin Dillon has replaced Stewart in his number 14 car. Well, Alfonso Soriano needs a fireman around him at all times because he is on fire. I mentioned yesterday Soriano had 4 home runs and 13 RBIs in 2 games. He played in an afternoon matinee at the stadium yesterday, and although the Yankees lost 8-4, Soriano went 4 for 5 with an RBI. Tonight, Soriano and the Yankees will take on the Boston Red Sox at Fenway. The Red Sox have lost 5 of their last 7, but are 6-3 versus the Yankees head-to-head this season. Some more action on the diamond as the Pirates face the Diamondbacks and the Phillies take on the scorching red-hot LA Dodgers. Enjoy your weekend. That's all I got for sports.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Mountain Speedway. Here's a look at this weekend's action. It's going to be busy. The racing will begin at 6, so plenty of action this Saturday. Just $10 for grandstand admission. Kids under 10 are free, and if you're active military or a senior, you get a $2 discount. There's the website and the phone numbers. You could call them and get all the information on the excitement of racing down at Mountain Speedway.
Boy, you don't see huddles like this anymore. Hey, we are passing through the halfway mark of this month, August 16th. Hi, everybody. This is Short Shots, and tomorrow and Sunday will be your last chance to get to an outside public picnic in Hazleton until Fun Fest. So run for the cannoli on the north side of the city. Let's review. Golfer Jason Duffner won his first major, winning the PGA Championship in New York. Also in New York, Kyle Busch won a NASCAR Sprint Cup race at the Watkins Glen. Staying in New York, Mariano Rivera blew his 3rd straight save for the first time in his career, but oddly enough, he won 2 of those 3 games. Mo was 35 for 37, now he's 35 for 40. However, he still has and always will have the save record, 643 and counting for the next month and a half before his sayonara. And still staying in the Big Apple, a new Yankee on his 2nd tour who did not knock in his 14th run this year until his 148th at-bat with the Cubs to start the season. Knocked in 14 runs this week and scored 8 times in his last 14 at-bats. Alfonso Soriano went 10 for 14 in his last 3 games, which included 4 homers, 2 doubles, and 4 singles. His first stinger this week was his 200th career shot. A-Rod finally hit one, his first Major League homer this season. What else? Steve Butt of Eagle Rock scored a hole-in-one on Monday at Sugarloaf. The Philadelphia 76ers officially hired a new coach, Brett Brown. Dodgers manager Don Mattingly, whose head was on the chopping block in mid-May, is now about to be canonized by his hometown in Evansville, Indiana. They are planning to name a street in his honor, Don Mattingly Way. The Dodgers were once 30-42. Now they are 70-50 while winning 40 of their last 48 games, which includes a 15-game road winning streak that I think is still alive. I can't remember when they lost last. Mother of God, the LA Dodgers are playing like a speeding locomotive out of control. The Cougars will scrimmage tomorrow at Harmon Geist at 11:30 a.m. Finally, and once again, I leave you tonight with sad news. Walt Dreyfus who will always be a legendary name at MMI and in all this area, died this week. He set records at MMI in 1958 and 1959, and some of them still stand. Dreyfus diddled that at Ursinus College in the early 60s. He set scoring records at both institutions. He was just a sensational player. He also was Allentown College's first head basketball coach in 1967 through 1969, now DeSales College. He was one of MMI's first members to be inducted on the Peppers Wall of Fame in the late 60s, and he was Ursinus College Alumni Association president in the 1970s. Walt Dreyfus was 72. Our condolences to his family and friends. Till Monday, be a good sport and stay loose.
Plenty more news and information headed your way on News 13. More on the little girl who was the subject of an Amber Alert and how technology and determination helped to locate her. That story and much more news when the 13 crew comes right back.